Carmella here. I was called to pop on here and do readings for each zodiac sign today, as we are all moving through this important window, this spiral of energy as we're moving towards 6-9, which most people, astrologers, if you follow astrology, has been saying it's one of the luckiest days of the year because it's going to be Jupiter, which is our planet of expansion and spirituality, is going to be right next to Venus, which is our love and money planet. But this is transcending just physical abundance, right? This is actually tapping into our spiritual abundance because Jupiter, before they discovered Neptune, was the ruler of Pisces. And I was called to pull from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck here. You can see this because this ingress, this conjunction that's happening, is going to be in the sign of Cancer, which is a water sign. So water has to do with our emotional realms. It has to do with our feelings, our nurturance. Cancer rules the fourth house, which you can see here if you guys are looking at the astrology wheel. It has to do with our roots, our ancestors. Astrologically, they say it's the mother. Today, I was called on because, we are in an earth family. We are in a human family that's experiencing very dynamic change right now that's happening on the planet in a very real-time way. And one of the things that was coming up this grand rising in meditation was that we are transcending time. That's what's right about this, right? What's right about these planetary energies that are helping us transcend even our relationship to this dimension, especially through the field of time. Astrology, in its kind of paradoxical way, it's about timing. But if we're transcending out of time, then astrology is just a tool to help us. And this is why I call this metaphysical astrology, because it's helping us transcend the energy of time and getting into now time presence. But we can still see currents of energy. Today, what I was called to is do a step-by-step, starting with the astrological signs, a card pull for each astrology sign. So looking at your sun sign, right? Just to keep it kind of organized. And for each sun sign, I would also invite you to do like a cross check to look at your moon sign, your rising, and I even say your midhaven. So this is the sign that's on the cusp of your 10th house because this is where we show up in the world. This is our inner authority, our career. So there's 4 aspects, and again, you can cross watch. So if you want to look for your own sun sign reading, that's fine. But then I would encourage you to also perhaps pay attention to some of the themes that are happening with your moon sign, your rising, and your midhaven. Okay, so this is the intention here. So relax, maybe grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea, a crystal, maybe essential oil, and start off with the sign of Aries. So this is for all you Aries out there, sun, moon, rising, and your midhaven, even Venus too, because that's our love and money. But this is for all the Aries folks out there who have any Aries dominant configurations within their chart. I'm going to pull again from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck by Angela Hartfield. And the reason I'm pulling from this is because it's watery. Again, this conjunction is in Cancer, so it comes from the watery realms. So I'm asking what nature spirit, what animal spirit from the watery realms from Aries has some guidance for you, dominant Aries folks. One card, please. Okay, so the card that came up is number 37. We also look at the numerology. The numerology here too matters. So it's 3 and 7, which is a 10, and then you break that down to a 1. So it's beginning. It's initiating. Aries is always the initiator. You always start new things, right? You like to begin projects. It's a cardinal sign, so you like to start things. And so what are you starting during this time period as this conjunction is approaching between 6-9 with Venus and Jupiter? And it says, look beyond the surface. Avoid becoming distracted by surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation, cause, or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth to your world. So sometimes, with Aries configuration, especially if you're Aries dominant, you like to get things started, initiate stuff, and then you lose interest, right? You move on to the next thing because Aries likes to go, go, go. But what this card is recommending, and perhaps with the watery realms and the nature spirits, and because this is also a whale, this is a humpback whale, so it dives deep. It's being willing to look at beyond surface issues that you have in your life. And you can see here Aries, Neptune is in Aries, and Saturn is in Aries. So this is perhaps being able to slow down in the body and have a new dream of yourself, your identity, how you want to show up in the world. Sit with yourself. Don't be so anxious to move forward and to speed through life, right? To speed through the now time moment, because the now is all we have. So Aries, for you, the recommendation is to look beyond the surface. So don't get too distracted with like that bill you have to pay or that, responsibility that you have, because Saturn is there. The responsibility is going within and learning to still yourself before you initiate anything. Before you start anything, learn to settle the mind, be in nature, because Mars, your ruling planet's in Taurus. So learn to be in the body, perhaps do some yoga, do some breath work. And before you initiate anything, get into the body fully present, go out in nature, get the codes, get some inspiration from the nature spirits, because then you'll be able to focus on what's happening in the now and then create from that now time space rather than from fear or lack or you have to do something. This is more maybe the mantra, because if we're in Gemini seasons, you want to use the language is I get to do something. I get to create from this space of stillness and wholeness. I am a whole being. And so the motivation is really your love for the now, your love for humanity, your love for yourself. And what does your now time self want to create or initiate and come from that space of stillness? And then you'll be able to see more beauty in all your creations. It'll be more fun for you, right? So this is for those, that was the card that wanted to show up for the Aries dominant folks here. Again, sun, moon, rising in midheaven. And I even say Venus too. So those that are Aries dominant, that's for you. So now let's look at Taurus folks, right? This is for Taurus, sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and Venus. Those that are more Taurus dominant or that have more Taurian energy. I'm going to pull a card again from the Whispers of the Dream Oracle deck to see what added support, what added nurturance that you need at this time to help you during this transition, this good luck energy with Neptune or with Venus and Jupiter conjunct and Cancer. So this is for you. What does Taurus dominant folks need to know at this time? What guidance and support? This came out right now pretty quickly. Inner desires, set some intentions. You are entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? And Venus is in Cancer. So there's a new level of nurturance, financial support, maybe time support, relationship support. You're getting support from out of the nowhere. Blue windfall is the wind. I think of Gemini. New ideas come to you that are very abundant. They give you more of your time. They give you more things. They give you more money, whatever abundance is for you. To me, abundance is not just money. It's also, relationships. It's time for yourself. It's, physical things that are just gifted to you out of the blue, right? Because Taurus likes to feel supported and stable in the body. And so just be open by really knowing what you want. The card and the number is 16. So it's 1 and 6 adds to 7. So that's being influenced by Neptune. So aligning your desires with the desires of Source, of your highest self, of your God self, right? If you can align your desires with what Source wants to bring to you, with what Source's desires, right? Because Source is connected to everything and all things. We're not separate, and that's the illusion. Your inner desires are being gifted to you because Source wants you to have those desires. And if you're aligned with Source, you're aligned with your God self, your highest version self, then there really is an amount of good luck, amount of nurturance that can come in financial support, again, more time for yourself, having more stability in your life, and which is all things Taurus. But it's about tapping into your inner desires, because that's what Source wants for you. Source has given you your inner desires. You are not separate from anything. You are part of this Indra's net, this quantum field of energy. So if you have a desire, that means the desire will help not just yourself, but everybody around you. Right. So that's the card that wants to come up for the Taurian energy, Taurian dominant energy. So now we're moving into Gemini. So Gemini, this card, again, if you're Gemini dominant, if you have your sun, moon, rising, or midheaven in Gemini, also Venus in Gemini, this is for you. What do you need to know at this time space? Again, from Whispers of the Oracle, Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck. This is a card pull for you to receive some nurturance, some support. Gemini dominant folks, what do you need to know at this time? And the card that came in is number 8. It's keeping it in check. It looks like an otter here. So here's the card right here. And the message is, pay attention to what's going on around you. You might be moving into something too quickly or missing some important details. Now, with Gemini, it can tend to be, I'd say the shadow or the disagreeable aspect of Gemini is scattered energy. You know, we do have Uranus and Gemini right now, so a lot of thoughts are coming in really quickly, a lot of ideas, a lot of messages, a lot of content. You know, if you're on social media and you're listening to a lot of ideas. So what it's saying is and it's the number 8, which is ruled by Saturn, is to first get grounded in your body before you receive any messages. Allow yourself, again, we still have Mars and Taurus, to settle the mind, to allow yourself to go into stillness and only receive what's in highest and best for you. Because again, we've been inundated. There's been a new flood of information. So how do you know it's real? How do you know it's true? How do you know it's best for you? Well, it's about keeping stillness. And it says, pay attention to what's happening around you. Because again, if you use the mantra, which also mantras are ruled by Gemini, it's words. You can use the mantra at this time that everything that's happening around me is happening for me. Right? What's right about this? Even if you have a bill that's unpaid, or you're stressed about a relationship, or you're stressed about job, or whatever's going on in the world around you, can you sit and settle the mind and ask yourself, what's really happening? How is this benefiting me? What am I learning from this? How am I growing? Because again, it's also asking you to pay attention to the details at this time. So before you sign any paperwork, before you apply to any job or sign any contracts, read the fine print. Really look at the words that you're contracting with, because a lot of humanity has been dropping our karma and been dropping karmic contracts. And so as we're approaching the 6-9 energy, the good luck time in Cancer is we can start a new cycle, new contracts, new ideas, new ways we want to feel in the body. So pay attention to what's going on around you without judgment, if you can. Mitigate the judgment as much as you can. And just, again, if you use that mantra, life is happening for me. How is this happening for me? What's right about this? That's the advice that's given right now to Gemini dominant people. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Midhaven, and Venus. If any of those aspects are in Gemini, you might want to, this message may be for you. Okay. So the next card that's going to be pulled is for Cancer dominant folks. So this is for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Midhaven, and Venus in Cancer. And the reason I'm pulling those points is because the Sun's where we've come to shine. The Moon is how we feel. Venus is our love, how we love, and our Midhaven is how we want to show up in the world, right? How we want to be of service. So for us Cancer dominant folks, this is from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards. This is some added support for you at this time. And it says, it's the number 40 card. It says, rediscover your zeal. And this is the card right here. So you can see that the coloration here, it's mostly Mars, it's red. So getting to the root, again, Cancer has to do with root, family, home. And the message for this card, it says, pay attention to the passion you are feeling for discovery, learning, exploration, spirituality, travel, your work or relationship, passion and desire to go together, especially as inspiration. So this right now, Cancer, again, we have Jupiter and Venus in your sign. It's going to be exact on June 9th, 2026. So it's helping you rediscover the passion for life, right? Feeling like you want to do something different, feeling a new sense of invigoration, maybe getting a new group, being with new group family members who, this is like soul family, right? Attracting your soul tribe. Because we have different family groups that we're a part of, the family that we're born into, the individuated family, but also the soul family, the family that surrounds you, that you connect with, that you have common ground with, common beliefs, you want to grow your community with. And so it's asking you, what's your passion right now? To rediscover your zeal. Pay attention to your inclinations. Pay attention to what you're passionate about, because you're being given support to help co-create something with your family, your soul family, that can really benefit all of humanity in a very benevolent way. But you gotta tune into what that really feels like. And then, maybe do something different, go explore. Sometimes Cancer, like safety, it just keeps going the well-worn path because it wants to feel safe. But this is the time to kind of step out of your box. And with Jupiter, expand your daily habits, expand what you're used to doing, and maybe go to a different grocery store, right? Nurture yourself in a different way. Eat a different type of food, right? Use a different type of oil. Maybe go somewhere out in nature you've never been to get even further inspiration for this upcoming energy, this current that we're all in. Okay, so that's for our Cancer dominant folks. Now we're going into our Leo dominant folks. This is our Leo sun, moon, rising, midhaven, and Venus. So those, again, we all have these aspects, but we have varying degrees. So for those that are Leo, have a lot of Leo in their chart, this is for you. This message is for you. Again, with pulling from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards, added support during this time, added nurturance. What do you need, Leo dominant? Okay, so the card that came up is number 38. Again, we look at the numerology, 8 and 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's a mastery. It said shedding the old. So this is the card here. It looks like a lobster. And lobsters have to be very vulnerable. They actually have to leave their shells and go into another shell and regrow another shell. So they have to leave the old. And that requires a sense of vulnerability that maybe, Leos usually have courage. It's the strength card in the tarot. And so the message here is saying, there's a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you will be able to see these new prospects. So you have to get out of your old regiments, your old ruts, your old identity, the way you see yourself, the way you present yourself. Because Leo wants to shine in a new way. This is what this card is saying, but you got to be vulnerable. You got to allow yourself to maybe go out there and create something that really inspires you and be vulnerable with it. Because again, the lobster has to leave its shell and it has to sit in the ocean for the shell to regrow, to be in a new body. So there's that vulnerable space of when you leave the old familiar and you step into the new. But that's what's being required, is you got to shed that old skin, that old exoskeleton, so that you can create in a new way and be inspired in a new way. So that's the energy that wanted to come up for the Leo dominant folks. So now we're moving along into Virgo. And again, I'm just following the astrological wheel here, 6th house. So this is for Virgo dominant, sun, moon, rising, midhaven, and Venus. Those who have Virgo dominant in their chart, what do the Virgonians need to know at this time as we're approaching this conjunction of Jupiter and Venus? It's number 22. It says, take note. Your answers are being given to you. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. So Virgo, you're ruled by Mercury, and Mercury right now is in Cancer. You can see here in the 4th house. So it's really connecting to paying attention to what you're thinking. And then those thoughts create a feeling in your body. And to allow yourself to be still with your feelings and your thoughts, because you might be given, new ways of seeing the world. This is 22, which adds to a 4. It's also a master number, so you don't have to break it down, but it's also adds to foundation. So there's some new foundational ways that you can be approaching yourself. It looks like 2 seals that are playing. So be playful with your thoughts. Don't take yourself too seriously. Sometimes the disagreeable aspect of Virgo can be very nitpicky, can be very perfectionistic. And so this time is not encouraging you to be perfectionistic. It's encouraging you to actually settle the mind and feel how you want to feel. And just know that everything, again, is happening for you. You might want to be working with some mantras because your ruling planet is Mercury. So it's words. It's how you're communicating to yourself. So don't focus in on all the things, all the ways you've messed up or the things you're not doing. Focus on the ways you want to feel and how you want to perceive yourself. Again, using new words to describe your energy. Because Virgo, again, don't be so nitpicky. It doesn't have to be perfect for you to start something. Because you're being given a chance to maybe see something in a new way. You're being offered new opportunities. But if you keep seeing and going down the well-worn path of these old thoughts that no longer serve you, then you're not in the frequency of the new, of what can be brought to you in the now. So this is just an encouragement to, again, get into your meditation practices, using different mantras, asking what's right about this when you see something happening in your reality. And please veer away from such a perfectionistic or nitpicky perspective, because it's not really serving you at this time. There's new opportunities, new things that are coming your way. And so it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be initiating you into something really, really beautiful if you allow yourself just to receive without the criticism, right? Self-criticism, criticism of others, criticism of your situation. Just accept where you are, be in the now with it, and just use more loving language with yourself is what's coming in for Virgo energy. Okay, so now we're moving into Libras. This is for my Libra dominant folks that are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Midheaven. So again, we're all of it. We all have these astrological aspects in our chart, but these are more if you're looking at your own chart for Libra dominant folks. So what do Librans need to know at this time? And the energy that came through was number 19. It says polite declaration. So this is the card here. Again, I'm pulling from the Whispers of the Dream Oracle deck. And this is more, again, because it's watery realm. So these are the water animals that are coming up to see you. I don't know if you can see this there. There you go. That's because like a crab. And it's number 19, which if you add the 1 and the 9 together, it's a 10. So it's a 1 energy, right? So it's beginning. It says you can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It is time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. So, and it says polite declaration. So sometimes Libra likes balance, right? They don't like disharmony. They don't like to, cause any friction. So, but what it's saying is that you have dreams and you have visions that you want to create. So declare to source, to your higher self, to the elements, declare to yourself what it is that you want to see, a new relationship, because Libra is all about relationships. What kind of relationship do you want to have with yourself and with the other? And just declare it. Say it out loud. Again, using the language. We're in Gemini season. Maybe write it down. Give yourself a new vision, because we do have this conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in Cancer, which is our good luck day, right? That's supposed to be the best day of the year luck-wise. So you can really accomplish your goals at this time. You're being given support by how you want to feel in the body, how you want to feel as you're moving towards this new expression of yourself, more balance, more harmony. These are all words associated with Libra, right? And more powerful. Stay in your power, because the opposition of Libra is Aries. So Aries wants you to stay in your power and still be in balance within your relationships, that dance between yourself and other. So you might have to make declarations to the other about how you want to be seen. This might be a conversation you have in your relationships about how you want to relate now, how you want to have a more harmonious relationship. And there might be some things that come up that say, this has been causing imbalance or disharmony. You need to look at it and politely address it. First of all, within yourself, and then with the other. So this is the dance of language, of being responsible for the energy that you bring in, and for really nurturing and loving yourself and supporting not only yourself, but those around you. And declare what it is you want to see in your life now. Write it down, set an intention. This is the time you're being supported to really use the language, and then find some balance with your own needs, not just the needs of others, because Libra can be self-sacrificing. So this is also about stating your needs. What do you need within the relationship? So important. And it gives the other Aries the opportunity to show up and to be the best version of themselves for you, right? It's not just about compromising all the time. It's about you learning to compromise with yourself and seeing what you will and won't do moving forward within your relationships. So that's what wants to come forward for Libra. So now we're moving into Scorpio. So these are for my Scorpio dominant, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Midheaven folks, because again, we're all of it, but these are for those of you who have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. So this particular message is for you. Again, I'm pulling from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck. I'm using watery cards, because what I'm looking at right now specifically is we're approaching the 6-9 energy, as Venus is going to be conjunct Jupiter. So this is our good luck planets, our good luck time. So there's lucky elements that can come if you can maybe learn to embody these energies in perhaps a precise way. And so for you Scorpions out there, Scorpion dominant folks, it's the number 47, connect to source. And so this is the card, right? 4 and 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a master number. Scorpios, Scorpio dominant folks, you are master transformers. You know how to transform. and you know how to bring what it is you need to bring into your life in a powerful way. But this is asking you to connect and go in with source. So that the message of this card says, go within and discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. So Scorpios, again, powerful alchemists. Is your life really reflecting how you want to feel? So this is a frequency thing. Think of it like a radio station. Sometimes Scorpio can get caught in the underworld, can get caught because we do, Scorpios, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart myself, so this is also for me, is sometimes we can see what's happening in the shadow before we see what's happening in the light. We see what's happening in the underworld and the undercurrents. And because it's a fixed water, it can almost get fixed there, right? Just seeing all the deprivation and all the ways that humanity's out of balance and in their shadow. But this is an invitation to say, why don't you connect to your highest source self? Because the highest light will also bring the highest shadow. So if you're just focusing on the highest shadow, that means there's also light that's surrounding you. So it's redirecting your focus. And you do that by connecting to your source self, right? Just make that declaration. I now connect to my highest version self and the reality timeline that I want to witness, that I need to see at this time. It's not just about the shadow and shadow work, even though that's very important. And that's part of what Scorpio's dharma is, in my belief system, to accomplish here. But right now, because it's going to be trining your energy, this Jupiter energy, Jupiter and Venus is going to be in Cancer, which is trining, which is a harmonious aspect to you, that you're being given some really unique support and nurturance that you may have never felt. Sometimes Scorpios can feel very alone and isolated and like they're doing all the heavy lifting by themselves. They don't feel understood because they do see the shadow mostly, and they do see things that are hidden, and when people are lying or in their disagreeable natures, and they just have such a deep understanding of why that is. But this card is asking you to, yes, acknowledge that, but also focus your energy to the light, to the source light within you, and see the opportunities and the blessings that the light can bring you. It's not just about focusing on the shadow. The shadow is there. It's just a contrast, right? We sometimes see what we don't want to point us towards what we do really want and really desire, because desire also has to do with Scorpio, right? It's the I desire. If you're looking in astrology and you study the eighth house, it's I desire. So you might want to go within and decide what you really desire and that what needs to be done. And then maybe it's just stillness. Maybe it's just making yourself a nurturing meal. Maybe it's just focusing out in nature and again, looking at the benevolent, the beautiful things around you, not just the shadowy dark realms, which we're used to doing. And again, that's an important aspect that Scorpios do, but it's not the only aspect. Encouraging you to focus on the light within you and see what wants to be seen, and then take action as you feel inspired, as you feel supported, as you feel nurtured. Allow yourself to feel that, because Cancer and Jupiter is expanding all that. And, Scorpios are very feeling, and so are Cancer. So feel a new way of it into existence outside of the shadow. Just let shadow be a contrast as to what you don't want. And so that's the one, what wants to come through for Scorpio. So now we're moving into Sagittarius dominant folks, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Midhaven. And Venus, right? So Sagittarius is a fire sign. So again, we all have all these aspects in our chart, varying degrees. So this is for most Sagittarius dominant that have a lot of Sagittarius. Or again, if your Sun, your Moon, your rising sign, or your Midhaven, or your Venus is in Sagittarius, this message is primarily for you, right? So, and again, you might want to cross-watch to look at any of the other signs. If any of your other signs, your planets are in other signs, you can check that out. I'm going to be recording this and then uploading it, so you're not going to miss anything. So this is for Sagittarius dominant folks. What do you need to know during this time? The energy is coming in is change direction with ease. It's number 5. So here's the card. It's community. It's yellow. So this is solar. This is the will. And the message for you Sagittarius folks, it says, this is a time for change, shape-shifting, or your soul's evolution. It is a time to reconsider what you were wanting. You may be in for surprise. So Sagittarius, again, it's the opposite of Gemini, which can, in its disagreeable form, can be very scattered. Sagittarius is very go-getting, happy-go-lucky. It wants the adventure, it wants to experience everything, right? But what this energy is saying is that you're being shifted in a new direction that's more beneficial for you. and to ground in, to be more embodied with how you want to feel and what's in the now. Be present for the new energies that are approaching, because again, Sagittarius wants everything. It just wants to expand. It's ruled by Jupiter. We know Jupiter's going to be in Cancer. So aligning not just the experiences you want to have, the desires, but to focus in on how do you want to feel when you go to these places, right? Because Sagittarius likes to travel. It's new foods, it's exploration, it's going, long distance travel. And so what's saying is you're being given support to change your direction with ease and grace, but know what you want. Know that you're shape-shifting and your soul is evolving in a big way. So stay focused on that. Stay focused. You don't maybe have to know where you're going now, but stay just focused on evolution. Because it's ruled by Jupiter, I say surrender. Surrender to the flow of energy that's around you. Don't try to control it or try to figure it out, or, focus too much on the past and don't worry too much about the future. Sagittarius, this is about being very present with the now, because you're in this current of energy that's going to lead you to the natural next part of the journey. It's like getting into a river and letting the river just take you where it's taking you. And so there's a new direction that's coming with ease. Sometimes Sagittarius fire, it likes to, go and use its power. But this is actually saying, just get in the river and let the river take you where it's going to take you. And you may be surprised where it takes you. And it may take you to a place that you didn't even know you wanted to go. But it'll be benevolent and it'll be loving and it'll be something that might surprise you in a really beneficial way. So that's for the Sagittarius dominant folks. So now we're going into Capricorn dominant folks. So let's go ahead and pull a card for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Midheaven. And this is, again, pulling from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck for our Capricorn dominant folks who need to know at this time, as we're approaching the luckiest day of the year, 6/9, what do you need to know? And so Capricorn, the card that came to you is, of course, it's 2 and 6, the 26, which adds to 8, which is your ruling planet, Saturn, right? Because Saturn is signified by the number 8. And it says where you need to be. So this is the card here. It's blue. It's about opening up your throat chakra, really speaking into existence where it is you want to be. And the message here, it says, acknowledge how you are feeling. Have faith. The universe will take care of the current concern by providing the best possible outcome for all involved. So, Capricorn likes to work. It likes to work hard. It's very diligent. It's very responsible. These are all words that are associated with Capricorn. Initiating, it's a cardinal sign, so it likes to begin new things. But here is just to say, life is taking you to a path that perhaps you're not having to work for. It's just, it's tuning into a vibration and a frequency of how you want to feel. So yes, the work is really internal. It's working on your vibration. It's working on your frequency. It's tuning into the channel and the radio station you want to listen to consistently. And so the goat likes to climb mountains because that's what's represented. It's the sea goat by Capricorn. But so the sea is feeling, and then the goat is actually taking action in the physical. And so this recommendation is saying just keep doing what you're doing, but keep acknowledging how you feel. So if you're in a situation or a job or a career path, or you're in this authority position that just no longer feels comfortable for you, then this is saying, you need to pay attention to how you feel and start taking action on feeling better. This is also an opportunity to get better in your body because there might be some physical things that you're working with because Capricorn is very physical. So, and just have faith. Just know that you know that you know. Again, Capricorn likes to see things in the physical to believe it, but this is actually asking you to transcend what you think you see or just what you're only seeing in the physical, and just know that there is a bigger current of energy that's providing for you, even though you can't see it. It's just like the breath. We can't see it, but we can feel it. We know it exists. So go back to the breath, get embodied with the energy, because this is also going to be trining Mars and Taurus, trining your energy right now. So slowing down in the body, feeling better and better and better in the body, and then taking action from that better state, from that more harmonious state. And then that will lead you to the path of your next creation, of your next business idea, of your next working environment, right? So this is important for you to really acknowledge how you feel at this time and take better care of yourself, because the highest possible outcome is already coming your way. The more you tune into that, it's like a radio station, tune into that highest, best feeling, and then make that the consistent practice. Be responsible for the energy you're bringing into every relationship, and then watch how your relationships transform. It's a really beautiful experience and expression of this energy. Okay, so now we're moving into Aquarius dominant folks. So this is Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Midheaven for this upcoming approaching current cycle of Neptune conjunct Jupiter on 6-9. This is added energy and support and nurturance for you folks. So for Aquarius dominant folks, what do you need to receive? What's the energy that you need to know at this time during this expression? So this is number 41. It's the eel. It says convey your meaning. So we know 4 and 1 is 5, which is Mercury ruled. So here's the card for that, right? So it's the eels. And eel to me is like a snake. It's like water snakes, Kundalini energy. And so for you, Aquarius, the message is reflect on the way you communicate with others and with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart and with respect and sincerity. So sometimes Aquarius can be very detached. You know, it's the higher octave of Mercury. So it can have like a higher periphery of what's going on in a very detached way. It's air sign. So, you know, air is very much the mind, but it's asking you to tune into the higher mind. And also how you're expressing, because again, we're complementary energy, which is Gemini, which we're in Gemini season. It's about words. And so words, again, going back to frequency, vibration, what words are you speaking to yourself? What vibration are you emitting? Think of yourself like a tuning fork or a sound bowl, right? What sounds are you emitting from your body? Are they harmonious? Are they balanced? Are they harmonic, or are you being a little too critical? Because sometimes, you know, in this disagreeable aspect, Aquarius can be very critical. Again, before they discovered Uranus, which is your ruling planet was Saturn. So Saturn in its disagreeable state can be very perfectionistic, you know, very regimented, but in a negative way, right? Very critical. So this is asking you, Aquarius, that you're emitting a natural frequency. The more that you're aligned with source, with nature, go out in nature. Again, this is why I have the glyph behind me, so that you can really fine tune your vibrational essence, because what you're emitting right now, people are picking up on. Pluto, our power planet, is in your sign. So you're emitting a powerful frequency right now for the agreeable or the disagreeable. So just really pay attention to how you're speaking to yourself, the words that you're putting out there, even in your social media posts, to your family, your friends, your environment. And then upgrade the language if you don't feel good. If you think a thought and your body doesn't feel good, pay attention to that. That's because that's the frequency you're emitting. That's what you're kind of bringing in. So, and learning to convey what you really mean, coming from your heart space. Again, the disagreeable aspect of Aquarius can be very detached. If it doesn't like something, it'd just be like, I'm out, see ya. But this is saying, actually, no, go into your heart and express from your heart and from true sincerity of what you want, because it's not just for you, it's for the collective, it's for all of us, because you're deeply tied to groups, communities, organizations. So you're being highlighted right now. People are paying attention to what you're saying. So just be responsible, Saturn, for the energy that you're bringing in to every environment, and then just watch how your environment starts shape-shifting around you to really match the frequency that you're emitting, which is more harmony, more balance, more love, more cooperation, more consideration. I heard consideration for others. So that's what's coming in for Aquarius dominant folks. Okay, and so finally, the final sign here is Pisces. This is for my Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, and Venus. Pisces folks, what do you need to know at this time? Because this 6-9 energy is actually going to be trining your energy as well. And so this is a harmonious aspect. There's some deep messages from the unconscious, because that's what Pisces rules, that wants to be seen right now and felt. And so it can bring you good luck, it can bring you joy, it can bring you a new level of balance perhaps, and a new level of assurance, because sometimes the disagreeable aspect of Pisces can be fear-based thoughts and fear-based emotions and feelings. So what support do you need right now for my Pisces dominant folks? Again, I'm pulling from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards for this expression for you. So Pisces, what do you need to know from the watery realms? And this is the number 3 card. This is an orca. It says, in the light of the moon. So this is the orca here, and you can see the moon. And it's actually the number 3, which is ruled by Jupiter, right? And Jupiter's going to be in Cancer. So Jupiter's really expanding your emotional body. And the message for you Pisces dominant folks, it says a full moon can shine a light on what you have been resisting. This can be anything from your fears to your soul's beauty. So we just had this full moon in Sagittarius on May 31st. And again, before they discovered Jupiter, Pisces or Neptune was your ruling planet, or Pisces is your ruling planet. So, and Jupiter is the number 3, right? So this is also saying, because Jupiter was ruling that full moon, there might have been some things that were illuminated to you at that time, a completion energy of maybe old ways you felt, old fears that had to come up for you the full moon was shining a light on that, and for you to transcend that. Because really, when you tap into oneness and that this Indra's net or this quantum field of energy, none of us are disconnected. None of us are separate. That's the illusion. So how you feel, and you might not even really be feeling your own feelings. You might be feeling the collective feelings. So this is using discernment on maybe fear patterns that you have been embodied with, because you're highly creative, Pisces. You have a lot of creative abilities, the ability for art, for music, for inspiration. But has your inspiration been coming from fear and lack, or has it been coming from love and oneness? And so this full moon that happened on May 31st, Jupiter was showing you, look, you can transcend out of fear by maybe doing more of what you love and being more in your artistic flow, right? Getting into more of your art, expressing yourself in a very creative way, and allowing yourself to feel your own unique expression. Yes, we can pick up on collective energies, and this is where boundary setting is really important, especially for you, Pisces. You need boundaries because, Pisces rules the ocean. It rules by Neptune. It's boundless. There are no bounds. There are no boundaries, right? So sometimes you need those boundaries to know what's illuminating from your own individuated self or what you're picking up from the collective. So it's just being mindful, because there's beautiful, harmonious flow happening with Jupiter and Venus towards you to help give you a new sense of love, new sense of purpose, and new sense of oneness. So just focus on the love, because again, the mantra in Gemini season, the mantra is fear is not love, right? Or love is not fear. And so just keep redirecting your current towards that inner knowing that we are all together, that we are a human family. And just because you might be picking up on somebody else's feelings or thoughts or emotions doesn't mean that you have to take them on or embody them yourself. You can just observe them and be with them, maybe send some healing energy their way, and then learn to be in your own body, your own boundary system. And you'll have a more higher expression of yourself and allow your own creative gifts to come through. So that's what wanted to come through for this transmission. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for being here and for receiving. And again, if you like any of this content, this is more a metaphysical, astrological channel that helps you tune into what's beyond what we can see, beyond the physical, tapping into your feeling state. Again, this is approaching the 6-9 energy, June 9th, the luckiest day of the year. So we're already in the spiral, this current of energy. And so this is just the intention for this transmission was to give you support, some love, some nurturance, and some guidance on how to navigate these currents of energy. So again, if you like any of this, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. It really helps the channel grow. And it helps to expand this level of consciousness. And I'm so grateful that you're here and that you spent your most valuable resource, which is your time, to be here with me. So thank you. And I will see you on the next transmission. See you later, family. Thank you so much. So much love. Bye.